Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to see arrays, and the array we are going to involve here will be multi-dimensional array. Now, a multi-dimensional array, you have to know how to declare a multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array is declared as such. You write, let's say int, you write the name of the array, let's say array name, the name of array is array name, or we write matrix. So this is a matrix. You write, now this is a two-dimensional array. I want that it's a 2 by 2 matrix which is formed. So I write 2 elements here and 2 elements here. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix that's going to be formed. So now this array, I'm going to try to store this array in my memory. So how will I do that? In order for me, so I'll paste this backslash here. In order for me to store this array in my memory, I need to use a loop. So I'll say while in bracket. Now in order to use a loop, I first have to use a counter. So now I know that it's a 2 by 2 matrix involving a row and a column. So I'm going to use 2 counters. So I'm going to have counter. The counters here are going to be int I assign I to 0, and I also have int j. I assign j to 0 still. So I have this int I equals to 0, int j equals to 0. So I have my first while loop. I say I less than 2. When I is less than 2, I have this. Now I want to store the value of int I. So now what I do is that I know that it's not going to consider when I have a matrix, when I use sin is not going to consider the spaces. So I'm going to use sin, and I will store it. Now before storing it, I'll first place into another while loop where I'm going to involve j less than 2. I come down, I remove this, place this, then I say now the matrix, I'll place now sin. I want to collect the value of matrix that you're going to give up to me. So matrix I put into I, and I come out, I put into j, and I come out, and I put a semicolon as such. So I come down now, I do j is equals to j plus 1. So, and I come at the end here, and I do I is equals to I plus 1. So what happens from this loop is that the first thing is that it's going to have a counter. The counter going to be I and j. So starting from I0, actually I0, this is true, I0. So I enter, it's going to be 0. When I enter, it's going to be 0. I'm going to enter again into another loop. J is also going to be 0. So it's also going to enter here. So the first value that you're going to enter will be 0, 0. When you go down, you have this j plus 1, so it's going to be 1. The next one you're going to enter will be 0, 1 at position 0, 1. So the first row and the next and the second column. You see. Now you go down. When you go down, you add plus in I here. So I now is equals to 1. When you come here, you add again. It's going to be, you initialize back j to 0 here, so that when it enters, it should be 1, 0. The first column and the first row and the first column, and then the second row and the second row instead, and the first column and the second row and the second column. That's what's going to happen when you're going to do that. It's going to store the value. Now I'm going to do that within this, the count. So let me remove all this. I cut this and I place within my usual loop I like doing. Now I'll place here enter quick count, or write count here, and I put here and I press a tab. Please enter your matrix. Now I have placed enter your matrix here. I put my 2 dots. Now you have to put the matrix here. In order for you to put the matrix, you have the while loop, while I is less than 2, I have j is equals to that. Now I'm going to make sure that the matrix should be in the same line with this. In order to do that, I have to tab. So I can do that, it should be on the next line. So I have a tab here, I do that on the next line. Or I can do that is here. If it's here, then the first number will come, the second number will come. When it descends to the next line again, it's going to perform a triple tap. So I'm going to have a count here. This, then I have this. I tap first, I tap the second time, and I tap the third time, as such. Now this. So this is how I'm going to take the value from the screen. So after taking the value of the screen, I'm going to count again, show to the screen that the value of the 2-dimensional array entered is, I place 2 dots. So my count here, no, I have to place this, then I place my this as such. I remove this, then I place this last one here, then I place the colon. You have this count as such, then you descend, count like that, then you descend. As you descend, the value of that is this. Now you descend, you want to print back out all this value that has been entered to the screen. So to print it, I'm going to print from this line 1, 2, and I'm going to tab. So I'm going to first copy all this, what I have written up here. I copy, then I come and paste here because they are the same information. Paste. So I'm going to do while I is less than 0. I should initialize back I to 0 here, and I should initialize also j to 0 because they are going to be the counters. I should initialize by I equals to 0 and j equals to 0. I say while I is less than 0, so it's going to enter j is less than is equals to 0. I do it. But now instead of taking the value from the screen, I will now instead place the value on the screen. So it's instead, now I remove this and I say count, and I do this instead. I'll place the value on the screen, I do j, and then I continue, I do 3 taps, and I do. So the value will be that. So here you have placed this, I remove, I'll place the, and I'll go on the other line, on 2 other lines, and then I will tap. So when I compile, I have the first error here. The error is because they said y was not declared. So if they say that, it implies that this was not well written. So I should place the right word my y. This y is well written, this y is not well written, as such. So this first y, I should write it very well. That's what they tell me was not declared. This is say line 28, token before this, because I have forgotten token here. Here is has been placed, here also forgotten. Initialize without semicolon. And now you have the matrix. Now the matrix is, I place 1, then when I put a space, the scene is not going to consider that space. It's going to consider the next value 2. Then I tap. When I tap, you see that it's not at the exact position that I wanted. So I'm going to place again 2 tabs at this position, because what happened is that I'm going to enter the first value, I put a space, I enter the second value, then I tab so that it should be on the same line with this one. So I'm going to add another 2 tabs so that it should be placed on the same line with this other one, and come down here and add 2 tabs too. When I do that, I compile so that it should be well designed. I have 1, I have 2 as matrix. A tab is already too far, so I have to remove 1 tab and to put some spaces. I remove 1 tab here, and then I remove another tab here. I do. So I have 1 and 2. When I do it, it's not too close, so I need to place some spaces. 1, 2 and 3 space. Here I place 1, 2 and 3 space. So I have 1 and 2. You see it's exactly at the same position, 3 spaces. So I'll place 2 and 3. I do it as such. But this one was not at the same position exactly because I didn't place it on the other line. So I need back to say that this is going to, immediately it comes down, is going to be placed on the other line. Then it's going to add another tab again before the spaces, another tab as such, because the line here is longer compared to this line. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you compile everything, when you do it with the same format, with a very good format, you end up with this. You have 1, I store it into my array, and I store 3 and 67. These are the numbers. When I do it, I have exactly this. The value of the 2-dimensional array entered is this. So I entered this, so this is the value that's going to be stored with my while loop. So from here, you can also do multiple number of action with these matrices. I'm capable of, when I've stored this value, I'm capable of taking another matrix with the same format, and then I add up the matrices. And I'm capable of also taking another matrix and then I multiply depending on how I want to perform the action. And this will mark the end of arrays in C++. Thanks for your kind attention.